because of the stuck screen.
여기도 마찬가지로 여러분들 왼쪽에서 여기 이거 있죠. 이게
So right now on the left side of the
뭔지 알겠지?
screen, you know about this mineral that can bounce your probe
어떻게
off?
생긴 게 튕기는지 알겠죠, 여러분들. 왼쪽 미네랄 자리에서
In the left spawn mineral,
이게
this mineral over here bounces your probe off.
그럼 약간 원게 디어리버가
Your standard build will be crawling reaver off of one gate.
일단 무조건 여러분들 10게이트 뭐 12가스 이런
No matter what the build, 10 gate, 12 gas is the standard build. You guys should know this without me saying it,
이거를 모른다.
but if you don't know this,
보지 마시고
just don't watch this guide. Just go look up a build order on
네이버에
Google.
쳐보세요. 프로토스 정상
As Protoss standard build, you should see it's 10 gate, 12 gas.
일단 코어 서치로 시작하겠습니다.
I'll be starting off with
일단 내가
Cybernetics
오버 빌드를
Scout.
해야겠다. 이러면은 좀 서치 늦게 가도 괜찮거든요. 왜냐면 어차피 옵저버를 뽑는 빌드를 쓸 거면은
Originally, you don't really need to scout when you're going observer build like this, because if you're using observer based build, because you don't need to look at the opponent main at all
상대 본진을
to deal with
뽑아도
what they're doing.
때문에.
It doesn't matter what you see. But in that case, you can scout later. But then in this game, he's going to scout at 13.
중요하고 뭐 빌드도 중요하고.
If you're asking if PvP is a prediction game of prediction and predicting opponent builds, well, it's there, but your skills are also important too.
프로브 한 마리가 놀러 왔네요.
Oh, the opponent probe came in.
우리 집에서 언제 나가지?
When will I get out of my base?
바로네요.
Seems to be horizontal spawn. In this case,
상대 앞마당으로 보내기보다는
rather than sending your probe to the opponent natural,
드라군으로 선택해주세요.
just go scout with a dragoon instead of your probe, since it can be cut off by opponent dragoon.
이 친구 따라가도 될 것 같네요.
Or you can just follow this probe
이
here.
친구를 마중 나올 수도
So,
있는데
I'm doing this because if you chase the probe with dragoon, there's a chance that the opponent's dragoon would beeline straight to my dragoon instead of cutting off my scout.
네, 프로브 한번 찔러볼게요.
So I'm going to attempt stabbing in my probe here, but
가나요.
Can you make it?
머리. 근데 파일럿 위치가 이거 무조건 로보틱스죠, 여러분들.
so if you can look at your opponent's pylon location, this is robotics for sure.
왜냐? 여기 앞에 지었고 프로브가 많이
Since-
나와 있기 때문에 이거.
So since the opponent has scouting probe out on the map and the pylons in the front, there's a 80% of chance that this should be
거의
robotics
한
based build.
80%는 로보틱스라고 생각하시면 됩니다. 예, 원게이트에서 드라곤 꾸준히 찍어주시면서
Keep making dragoons out of one gate.
파일럿
Get probe and pylons.
이건 거의 한 80%라고 생각해도 돼.
You can pretty much say it's 80% sure that it's robotics.
완성되면 바로 옵저버를
After robotics is done, your robotics is done, get observatory right away.
원게이트에서 꾸준히 드라 찍어줘야 됩니다. 아까 프로브가 살았기 때문에 여기
The scouting probe survived there, so there's a feeling that he might come stab in to scout. So he's gonna spread out his dragoons to catch the scouting probe. And as soon as observatory is done, get observer and make a support bay.
프로브가 한 마리 살았기 때문에 이 근처에서 좀 서식하고 있지 않을까.
There might be a chance that the probe is hanging around trying to scout. And you don't see anything and you're half the map, so just pull them back.
완성되면 바로 리버.
As soon as support bay is done, get one reaver. And
여기서 원래 아까 상대의 그 뭐라고 해야 되지? 방금 제가 여기 올라가가지고 로보인 거를 좀 눈치를 깠기 때문에 옵적
so right now I'm sending my observer only because I suspect that he has gone robotics build. But in normal circumstances where you don't scout the opponent pylon location, or you don't wanna play safe, or in any other situation, you're supposed to leave your observer behind with your army.
옵적으로 바로 보내는데 원래는 옵적으로 보내면 안 돼요. 그러니까 좀 약간 뭐 프로보 서치나 아니면 뭐 왔다 갔다 해가지고 상대가 뭐하는 좀 의심을 못할 때는 옵적으로 달리면 안 되고.
So when you're not sure of what the opponent's doing, you're not supposed to send your observer out at all. You're supposed to escape it with your army.
일단 상대 빌드를 모르기 때문에.
And since you're not entirely 100% sure on what the opponent build is, you're going to line up like this to block the entrance in case DT tries to come in through the top pass of the map.
돌아서 다크 오는 거까지 생각해서 여기 입구를 막아줘야 돼요.
So you're blocking the entrance to get ready for DT.
상대 이제 빌드를 알 수 있거든요. 안 맞아
So
가지고.
now you're gonna gauge what kind of build the opponent's doing depending on the natural timing. Shuttle.
상대가 좀 공격적인 빌드거든요. 아직 앞마당이 없기 때문에 셔틀 리버 한번 올 것 같거든요. 이거
Well, since he has a shuttle and there's no natural yet for the opponent, this seems to be an attack with shuttle reaver and dragoons. Right now the situation is that the opponent has ruled out your possibility of you building observer. So it's an offensive build.
이거는 셔틀 리버 옵저버를 배제하고 바로 셔틀 리버 이거는 배터리 하나 딱
This
박아주면은
can be blocked with just shield battery and make another pylon, since the frontal pylon can be destroyed. And now you get 2 reaver. He seems to be coming through the top pass. So right now you're gonna get ready by spreading. You know, just tactics, spreading your dragoon. Spread your dragoon in a wide arc. Okay, it's going fine. This build is so this build is something that you auto win after you block. You just win. You're in such a good position after you block this. So you're just gonna make 3 robo reavers just in case you have a micro mistake. So if you are not entirely confident about your micro, just make up to 3 reavers. You can defend against, you just win. With shuttles, you target fire with dragoons, but then the opponent made a mistake. So your natural and your opponent's natural has a big difference. So it's been running for a much long time. Right now you didn't even use batteries. Well, that attack is the opponent is kind of delayed with the attack here. It's that attack supposed to hit when you just have 1 reaver and another one's about to pop out of your robo, but not when you have second reavers already there defending with third one about to pop out. This is because he was able to go up the ramp and scout what was going on, and opponent didn't want to give it away, so he was forced to delay his building his robo. So he couldn't build the robo in time when he was supposed to be building it because of my probe that I scouted earlier in the game. That attack was supposed to come before 2 reavers are ready. So 4 gate after.
그래도 지금은 살짝 조심해야 되는 게
Right now, you
상대가
can't be entirely relaxed right now. Right now, the opponent has been on 2-gate production for much longer than you have been. You have been on 1-gate production the entire time. He has a lot of Dragoon count.
유지해서
So until you can produce out of all your 4 gateway production full out, you're gonna have to be careful.
이 후속 게이트에서 나오는 드라곤이 나오기 전까지는 좀 참아줘야 됩니다.
Send 2 Dragoons to your main to defend against Reaver Harass.
그리고 본진의 셔틀 견뎌올 수 있기 때문에 드라곤 하나 놔두시고
The opponent still has a lot of
이번에
Dragoons.
꾸준히 찍는 건 안 좋아요. 자원 효율상 2마리가 제일 좋고 그 이후에
So resource cost effectivity wise, efficiency wise, it's not good to have more than 2 Reavers. The ideal amount of Reavers to have is just 2. And after 2 Reavers, just make a Dune and Forge.
꾸준히 찍어주시고
You have 2 defensive Reavers.
리버가 많기 때문에 한기 뺄
You
이유가
have 3
있죠.
Reavers, so you have room to harass with the other Reaver. So just place that, harass with that. You have 2 Reavers still.
그리고 옵저버는
Because your observer should be placed behind your natural. Behind your natural.
괜찮아요.
It's good to have more observer than no observer. So it's a good idea to constantly make observers. Have a lot of observers out.
이제 앞마당 그거에 보고 있죠 지금.
So right now opponent is busy right now and doesn't have attention in the base, so you snipe
이번
that.
쏘고 뒤로 빼고.
Reaver, you just shoot, run back, use your battery to save it. Right now on 2 base, you're gonna go up to 6 gates. What's good about this Reaver is because you have a lot of time to micro back your Reaver after it shoots. You have a huge delay between attacks, so use that chance to pull your Reaver back.
게이트는 딱 6게이트 맞춰주시고
Get it to 6 gates.
마럽이랑
As soon as Archive is done, get
이제는
Zealot
드라곤 많이
speed.
안 찍어도 됩니다.
And from here, you're not gonna get as much Dragoons. The ideal amount of Dragoons you wanna have is just enough to deal with opponent Dragoons.
상대 공격을 딱 막을 만큼만 찍고 그 다음에 질럿이랑
So after you have enough to defend against opponent's Dragoons, you just get Zealot and Templar. Zealot Templar or Zealot Archon is much more cost efficient.
발질 나왔을 때는 발질 섞어주는 게 효율이 더 좋아.
It's much better for you to have mix in some speed lots in your army rather than just pure Dragoons. Get 1 cannon each base just in case of DT.
아 이것도 굳이 갈 필요 없어요.
There's no real need for you to overextend because you got Nexus up and running first and you have your third up and going. So there's no real need for you to overextend at this point in time.
질럿 바로 템플러 템플까지 됐기 때문에
So you can just wait until your speed lots are done and you have Templars running. But right now I recommend noobs like you guys to go for Archons instead of Templars because it's much easier to use. So get Archon instead.
초보자분들이 하기에는 악한이 낫지.
For noobs, it's better to get Archons. I have a lot of money here floating. You're not supposed to have that much money floating.
트리플 먹어.
And after you get your third up and running, get up to 10, increase your gate count up to 10 gates.
왜냐면 이게 10게이트가 어차피 다 돌아가요. 왜냐면은 이게
So off of 3 bases, you can run 10 gates at once, since you're only making Zealot Templar.
드라곤을 안 찍고 질럿 템플러.
Since you're not making any Dragoons that are
자원적인 효율이
kind of heavy in cost, so you have cheap Zealot Templar producing out of 10 gates.
진짜 짜내고 싶으신 분들은 12게이트
But if you really want to go in ham on getting the most out of your resources possible off of 3 base. The maximum amount you can make if you're really squeezing it out is off of 3 base is 12 gates.
까지 가능합니다.
That's an FYI.
상대는 지금 올리 드라군.
Right now, opponent only has dragoons. While you have a superior composition.
근데 여기 자리를 내줘.
Oh, the opponent gave up that position in the natural. So all you need to do is
들어가서
stab in here and backstab.
자리. 드라로는
With dragoon, to focus fire on reavers.
로보 빼고
Shoot, pull back. Shoot, pull back. That's it. Reigns PvP.